What I'm seeing for June 2026 is something genuinely different. This is a rare window, and I don't use that word lightly. A real wave of abundance is moving toward you right now. And anything you've been quietly wanting, anything you've been holding in the back of your mind, it's within reach. Actually within reach. If you're watching this, that's not an accident. Something in you recognized this. You stopped, and that matters. But here's what I need you to understand before we move on. The universe responds to movement, not grand gestures, small, genuine acts of showing up. Like this video, leave a comment, hit subscribe. That is you saying, I am here, I am paying attention, I am not letting this pass me by. Let that be your first act of showing up for the chapter that is about to begin. Hey loves, welcome back. And if you're new here, hi, I'm Alice. So glad you're here today because, honestly, this is a fated window. A real breakthrough moment. Stay with me all the way through. There's a lot here, and it's all for you. Card 1. The Wheel of Fortune. This card came in first. And that matters. The Wheel of Fortune. A great wheel turning in the sky, figures rising on one side, descending on the other. And at the center, the unmistakable message that nothing stays fixed, everything cycles. And right now, for you, the wheel has turned in your favor. The Wheel of Fortune as the first card in a June 2026 reading is not a coincidence. It is a signal. The cycle you have been living inside has shifted. Something that was working against you has stopped working against you. The momentum has changed direction. And that change is not small. Here is what this card is pointing to specifically for June 2026. There has been a period, and some of you know exactly what I'm talking about, where it felt like no matter what you did, things just wouldn't move. You were doing the work. You were showing up. And yet, something kept stalling. That period is ending. Not winding down. Ending. The Wheel of Fortune is not asking you to earn this shift. It is not a reward card. It is a timing card. The conditions have changed. What was blocked is no longer blocked. The wave that's been building has reached the shore. And June 2026 is when it breaks. For some of you, this lands in the material world first. A door that opens from a direction you weren't even watching. Money moving in a way it hasn't moved in a while. Something clicking into place professionally that you genuinely did not see coming. For others, it's more internal. A feeling of finally. The low-grade tension of waiting. Of wondering if things were ever actually going to turn around, just lifts. Like a sound you got so used to that you stopped noticing it, until the moment it stops. The Wheel of Fortune doesn't promise that everything from here is easy. What it promises is this. The tide has changed, and you are no longer swimming against it. June 2026 is your turning point. This card just confirmed it. Card 2. The Ace of Pentacles. Right behind the Wheel of Fortune, the Ace of Pentacles. And I need you to understand what this sequence is telling you. The Wheel of Fortune turning in your favor is the cosmic confirmation, the universe saying the cycle has shifted. But the Ace of Pentacles arriving directly behind it is the universe saying, and here is what it's shifting into. Something real, something tangible, something you can hold in your hands. The Ace of Pentacles is a hand emerging from a cloud, offering a single gold coin. This isn't potential sitting somewhere in the distance. This is an offering. Extended, present tense, right now. For some of you, this is a financial shift. Something about to move. A deal, an opportunity, an unexpected source of income. That represents genuine new ground. Not a variation on what you've had before. The kind that, 6 months from now, you will look back on and recognize as the moment things genuinely turned. For others, the Ace of Pentacles is landing in work. A project that finally has real traction. A situation that has been stuck for longer than it should have been, that suddenly has the momentum it needs to move. And for some of you, it is simply this: solid ground underneath you that you haven't felt in a long time. Not luxury, not excess, just stability. The kind that lets you breathe differently. The kind that lets you stop bracing. Here is what I need you to understand about this card. Every ace in the tarot is a beginning, a seed, a door, a first breath of something new. And aces require a response. They don't force themselves on you. They arrive, and they wait to see if you're ready to meet them. The hand is extended. The coin is real. The only question is whether you reach back. Card 3. The Eight of Cups. This card came out, and I want to be honest with you about what it means. The Eight of Cups. A figure walking away. They're back to us. 8 cups arranged carefully behind them, not broken, not empty, not worthless. Full. Intact. And the figure is walking away from them anyway. Into the dark. Up into the mountains. Under a moon that is half in shadow. This is not the card of losing something. This is the card of leaving something. And that distinction is everything. The Eight of Cups is sitting in this reading as a direct instruction, because the June 2026 window requires you to travel light. And right now, some of you are not traveling light. You are carrying things that have been packed for so long, you've forgotten you're carrying them. Old patterns that feel like personality. Old wounds that feel like wisdom. Old ways of relating to yourself that feel like realism, but are actually just the past, still running. The cups in this card are not trash. Some of them were genuinely good. Some were identities you built with real effort. The person who survived a certain thing. The person who learned not to need too much. The person who got very good at making do. Those cost you something to build, but they are not where you are going. There is a pattern that has been running underneath your circumstances for a very long time. A story that activates every time things start to go well, telling you it won't last, that you don't deserve it, that something is about to go wrong, so you shouldn't get too comfortable. A habit of self-protection that has become a habit of self-limitation. That is what this card is asking you to walk away from. Not dramatically. In the quiet, steady way the figure in this card moves, one step at a time. Away from the familiar, towards something you can't fully name yet, but something that feels like yours. For some of you, this is about a relationship dynamic. The role you have been playing, the one who gives more, asks for less, makes themselves smaller. That dynamic is a cup you have been tending for too long. For others, this is about the internal critic, the voice that measures everything you do and finds it insufficient. That voice is not your intuition. It is a pattern, and patterns can be walked away from. This is not slow work, not in June 2026. It is the kind that happens in a moment of honest decision, where you look at the pattern clearly, name it without flinching, and choose, deliberately, not to run it anymore. You cannot carry the old life into the new one. You have to set it down at the border. June 2026 is the border, and you are standing right at it. Card 4, the Star. This card came out and I felt the whole reading settle. The Star. A figure kneeling at the water's edge. 1 foot on the ground, 1 foot in the water. 8 stars blazing overhead. 2 vessels, 1 pouring water back into the pool, 1 pouring it onto the earth. The unmistakable feeling of after. After the storm. After the struggle. After the long season of holding yourself together in the dark. The Star is the card of restoration, and it is sitting here for a very specific reason. The abundance moving toward you. The wave the Wheel of Fortune announced and the Ace of Pentacles made tangible. It cannot fully land in a vessel that is still braced for impact. The Star is pointing directly at that, at the tension you are still carrying, at the low-grade vigilance that has become so familiar you've stopped recognizing it as something you're doing. The real key to receiving what is coming is not strategy, It is not positioning, it is peace. Internal, genuine, settled peace. Not the decorative kind. The peace of someone who has finally stopped arguing with where they are, who has stopped white-knuckling the outcome, who has looked at everything that is still uncertain and decided to trust anyway. In the tarot, the star always comes after destruction. That is its whole point. It is what becomes visible once the false thing is gone, the light that was always there, the hope that survived. Here is what this card is pointing to for you specifically. There is a version of you that has been waiting to feel safe before opening up, waiting to feel certain before moving forward. The star is not telling you that resolution is coming before the abundance arrives. It is telling you the peace has to come first. The openness has to come first. A clenched, braced vessel cannot hold what is being sent. For some of you, this is a daily practice. Choosing, consciously, to release the habit of scanning for what could go wrong before you allow yourself to feel what is going right. That is not naivety. That is the most sophisticated thing you can do with a June 2026 energy like this one. For others, the star is pointing to a story that needs to be retired, not analyzed endlessly, just set down, quietly, with the same gentleness the figure in this card uses as they kneel at the water. 1 foot on solid ground, 1 foot in the flow. That is the posture this card is asking you to practice. The water is there, the light is there, the abundance is there. June 2026 is asking one thing of you. Let yourself be filled. Before the final card, I want to stop for a moment, because look at what this reading has built. The Wheel of Fortune confirmed the shift is real. The Ace of Pentacles showed you what it's shifting into. The Eight of Cups asked you to set down what's been holding you back. And the Star showed you the internal posture that lets it all land. That is already a complete story, and every card has been pointing in the same direction. Now the 5th card comes in, and it is not adding something new. It is confirming something that is already happening inside you right now. If this reading is landing, if you're feeling it, drop a comment below. Tell me which card hit the hardest. Tell me what you are ready to walk away from. I read every single one, and naming it in this space makes it real in a way that is hard to explain and impossible to overstate. Card 5, the 4 of Cups reversed. This card reversed. And in this position, in this reading, it is one of the most important things the cards have said. The 4 of Cups, upright. A figure sitting beneath a tree, arms crossed, eyes downcast, 3 cups in front of them, and a 4th cup being extended from a cloud, offered directly. And they are not seeing it. Not because it isn't there, because they are so turned inward that the offering is happening right in front of them, and they are missing it completely. Reversed, that figure finally looks up. This is the card describing the actual shift happening inside you right now. Not the external circumstances, the internal reorientation. The moment you stop being so consumed by what has been hard that you begin, finally, to notice what is being extended toward you. Survival mode is not always loud. Sometimes it is very quiet. It looks like numbness, like sitting still with arms crossed, convinced that nothing new is really coming, so why bother looking up? It looks like resignation dressed up as realism. The 4 of Cups reversed is the end of that flatness. Something in you is waking back up. The quality of your attention is changing. There is a new kind of noticing, a small but real openness to the possibility that things could actually be different, that the good things being sent your way are real, that the support available to you is genuine, that the love is not a trap. Here is the truth about abundance, love, and support. They cannot be received by someone who is braced against them. You can have the most extraordinary wave of good fortune moving toward you, and the Wheel of Fortune is telling us that you do. But if the part of you that survived by staying closed is still running the show, the abundance flows around you. Not because you don't deserve it, because the vessel isn't open yet. The Four of Cups reversed is the vessel opening. For some of you, this looks like allowing yourself to want things again, out loud, without immediately following the want with reasons it probably won't happen. Just wanting, clearly, with the full weight of your desire behind it. For others, this is about receiving support without looking for the catch, letting someone help. That is not weakness. That is the shift. The shift is not coming. It is not something you have to prepare for. It is happening right now. The fact that this reading found you is already evidence that the cup is tilting upright, that you are beginning, maybe for the first time in a long time, to actually look up. The offering is still there. It was always there, and you are finally ready to see it. Every single card in this reading is saying the same thing from a different angle. The Wheel of Fortune said, "The cycle has turned. What was blocked is no longer blocked." The Ace of Pentacles said, "Something real and tangible is arriving, a genuine new beginning, not a patch." The Eight of Cups said, "Walk away from the old patterns. The border is June 2026. And you are standing right at it." The Star said, "Let yourself be restored. The peace has to come first. The openness has to come first." And the Four of Cups reversed closed this reading exactly right. Look up. The offering is real, and you are finally ready to receive it. That is not a collection of themes. That is one story, and it belongs to you. You have already crossed a threshold you may not have fully registered yet. The version of you that needed to brace, to grip, to keep everything locked down. That version did extraordinary work. She kept you here. But she is not who you are anymore. You are already operating at a new level. The manifestations that felt slow, that felt blocked, they are speeding up now. Because you are speeding up. Because the internal work is real, and the universe is extraordinarily responsive to internal work. And here is what I need you to understand about how this actually works. Every pattern you walk away from, every moment of genuine peace you choose, every time you look up instead of down, the wheel turns faster. The ace lands more solidly. The star shines more clearly. What this moment is asking of you is not more force, not more pushing. It is awareness, the clear-eyed, honest kind, and a softer approach. Open hands. A willingness to be surprised by how good things can actually get when you stop managing every outcome and start trusting the direction you are already moving in. You are not waiting for your life to change. Your life is changing, right now. In this moment of recognition, keep moving, stay open, receive what is yours. This reading found you for a reason. Don't let it pass through you like a nice moment that fades by tomorrow. Drop a comment right now. Tell me which card landed the hardest. Tell me what old pattern you are finally ready to walk away from. Tell me where you are feeling that first real opening, that first exhale after a very long-held breath. Naming it makes it real. I read every single comment, without exception. Like this video. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Not for the algorithm, for you. Because the energy you bring to claiming what this reading said is the exact energy the Wheel of Fortune responds to. That is not a metaphor. That is how this works. You did not stumble onto this by accident. The Four of Cups is reversed now. The cup is upright. The offering is extended. The only question is whether you reach out and take it. I cannot wait to read your comment. Sending you so much love. See you in the next one.